What's going on, people? It's your boy Aaron BC here for another episode of Generational Yap. Today we are deep south in Croydon, to be exact. We're going to be speaking to the older and younger generation to ask them to share stories that they have which could help the next man or woman. Stay tuned, we got a good one coming up. Okay, so tell us a story about a perception or belief that you had which turned out to be completely wrong.
Well, the story that I can tell you about is just relocating to the UK. I've been in the UK now 22 years, and the perception 22 years ago is that England is a place of manners and respect and being polite and courteous. And in the 22 years that I've been here, it is so much the opposite. People are
Tell us about it.
People are very rude. They're impolite. You can't get. There's no eye contact. Nobody gives you eye contact anymore. No one says good morning. No one says good afternoon. Customer service doesn't exist here. From a customer service point of view, everybody's behind a plexiglass window that doesn't have perforated holes in where you can speak. You got to talk loudly. That's where all your identity is exposed, because gone is the privacy of keeping your identity to yourself, because you're shouting the information through this plexiglass. You know, from the post office to the bank to even your orders in McDonald's now.
England, fix up, guys.
Fix up is correct.
We're not looking good out here when it's coming to the manners.
And the youth today, over here in England, I must say, there's bad boys all over it, good guys, bad girls, whatever, but they don't respect their elders here. It's not the same. I mean, yes, in the U.S., as everybody can tell by my accent, I'm American. Yeah, we got rude boys, rude girls, but from my point of view, we respect our elders. That's where you draw the line.
Yeah.
Here, that's kind of missing. They don't respect their elders. They want to fight their parents. They want to cuss their parents. No matter what you think of America, that doesn't fly in black people's homes in America. I can tell you that for one. All the Caucasian brothers and all the Mexican, whatever, it don't fly in America. You can't be cussing your parents no matter how bad you are.
There's a story that you'd like a young person to tell about their life.
Well, I would like them to tell from the perspective of their first job experience. What did they learn from their first job experience? How did they progress? And not to the point where what did you learn, but how did it shape you? Did you develop better manners? Did you get more professional friends? Did your circle of friends improve? In work relationships, you get a more professional kind of friend instead of just like your homeboy, your homegirl. You know, it gives you a different perspective on your life, because at the end of the day, that gives you the direction for your decision making. Making conscious decisions. So from that point of view, my advice to a young person, I want to know, how did your first job?
I worked in a salon. That was my first job. I actually got blessed with my first job, actually. Like, I worked in a salon, and I still work in that salon, actually.
Okay, what have you learned so far from working in the salon?
The customer, sadly, is always right. Like, even if she's chatting you, she's always right, sadly. Like, you know, if she tells you she don't like it, she has full rights to tell you to take that out. Yeah. If you're not communicative, like, that's exactly what I've learned.
Okay. Communication is key.
Yeah.
And so, if I want to get my locks redone, I can just come to you and you give me a discount.
Right, next question.
You see, that's his bad mind.
Next question.
Okay, so what's one thing that you believed that turned out to be completely false?
I believe that when you treat somebody how you want to be treated, that you will not always get the outcome that they will treat you exactly how you treated them.
And could you tell us like the story of how you came to realize that?
Friends and relationships, like they're not guaranteed to come out. They're not guaranteed to be expected how you draw them in your head all the time. Like, it won't always happen how you think it's gonna happen. But like, at the end of the day, learning curve, guys. Like, don't be sad about it, you know, because you'll probably be rich after that.
Are you saying that's like the balance of the world? Like, when one bad thing happens, there's like a good thing happening.
I always think that.
Yeah.
Like, God is good, guys. Like, always believe in him, guys. Don't be sad about it.
And How did you come to be like so optimistic about life? Like, where did you learn that?
Because
Yeah.
my mom's gone through like there, and like she's still. My mom finds she loves life, bro. Like she loves
We
it.
got Mumsy.
Honestly.
So, what's a story that you'd like to hear from the older generation?
I want to know their first ever heartbreak story.
Their first heartbreak story.
Probably the most recent heartbreak would be the loss of my father. And so it was just recently, and it was unexpected.
Yes.
So how I thank you. How I dealt with that, first of all, was prayer.
Yeah.
I believe in God very strongly, so I believe prayer is always a help
Definitely.
answer. And also the help of a community. Having those friends that make sure to reach out to me, making sure they check in on me, because sometimes you aren't able to check in on yourself.
Yes,
So you need somebody
yes.
else to check in on you. So that's how I got through it, bro.
No, definitely, man. Thank you for sharing that story.
man, no
Definitely, powers. And is there a story that you'd like to hear from the younger generation? So, a story that you'd like them to share, and we'll pass that on to them.
How they deal with all the anxieties of being a young person right now. Because a lot of kids deal with a lot more mental issues than I've noticed that I did when I was a younger kid. So that's something I want to hear about.
And when I asked her out to prom, I was
I
a bit.
guess she said yes.
I was a bit anxious, and I didn't know how to go about it. And I'm a bit like, I don't know, antisocial, and I have social anxiety, so I didn't want to like ask him in front of a bunch of people. So the way I dealt with my anxiousness, I was just like, I'm just gonna mail it to her house instead. So I just bought like a bunch of gifts. wrote a handout.
Amazing, old school.
Let's
Let's go.
And then I asked her mom to send me her address, and I just mailed it. And then she just got it like a week later, and then she was like, "Oh my days, you actually asked me out." The answer is yes. So that's how I dealt with it.
Amazing, amazing. I love that story. And how did you feel receiving that package? Don't be shy now.
I felt overwhelmed, and I was quite shocked as well, because I didn't expect it, because like I never thought like he was going to do it, so it was like overwhelming feeling, but I was really, really happy.
Yeah, I love that story. And what is also, tell us, like, what is something that that you guys kind of live by within your relationship that kind of keeps the connection strong?
Everything happens for a reason, and if we're gonna argue, just forgive each other, because at the end of the day, we understand each other and we're with each other for a reason.
Definitely. And what's one thing from your perspective that keeps you guys strong?
Boundaries, like having a decent amount of respect for each other to know not to do certain things to each other. And because we're friends, like we're best friends as well, I feel like that is the main thing that keeps that keeps the
Friendship.
that keeps
Yeah.
that is the main thing that holds a relationship together. Like if you're not friends, it won't work.
Yeah, and we've known each other since we were like 13, so we know our ins and outs, like the back of each other's hands.
Wow. Guys, keep it going. Valentine's Day is round the corner. Less than 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
I know you're already. I know he's 10 steps ahead of me.
Yeah, I might be. We'll just see.
Oh, that's amazing. Perfect. Thank you for sharing that, both of you. And what is a story that you'd like to hear from the older generation? Any story?
Whenever you're tempted to do something that you know you shouldn't do, how do you resist that type of temptation?
So a story about a time that they resisted temptation.
So right now I'm focusing on trying to buy my first house.
Amazing.
So
Congrats.
thank you. So what I've kind of done to make sure that I'm able to obviously save a deposit is really discipline myself with how I spend my money.
Yeah.
So I've actually saved quite a substantial amount on a basic average salary. So for me, I stayed at home as long as I could. I don't live at home anymore, but I did stay at home for as long as possible. As well, I wasn't spending my money on little silly things, so I wasn't going out.
No
partying.
Ubers, no
Certainly
Uber
no Ubers.
Eats, no Deliveroo.
Yeah, so regarding like takeaway, I'd only treat myself once a month. I do believe if you work hard, then you should treat yourself, but I will limit myself to once a month.
Yeah.
And I wasn't doing any unnecessary spending, so I wouldn't, go shopping. I'd make sure I'd be wearing my clothes more than once, you know, or
Exactly.
yeah.
Not trying to look like a celebrity every time you step out.
To be honest, I do like to make sure I look nice, but what a trick that I used to do is make sure I never used to take any pictures. So I kind of stayed off social media and not take pictures of my outfits so I can wear them a few times.
Okay. And the thing is, I've actually called you today while you're shopping.
I know that's naughty, but I needed a scarf from cold. So yeah, that's all I came out. It was £4, so I feel like that's not too bad.
That is amazing, and congrats on getting your first place as well. On
No, I
buying,
haven't yet got my first place. I'm renting.
but you will get your first place.
will.
That's what this is for the future. I'm giving it to you to take for the future. And is there a story that you'd like to hear from the younger generation?
How they're going to combat the economy, because obviously it's getting a lot worse. Right now is probably the hardest it's ever been to purchase a property. So I want to know what they would do
Yeah.
to kind of combat that rate.
Yeah, I mean, I've got autism, but I still, you gotta hustle. Do what you can. Obviously, like they say, people don't take it seriously, but as a Ghanaian, I take it very seriously. My grandma told me, Damien, go to school, make sure you do your work, and don't play around. I did just that. There was times where I'll be a bit relaxed with it, but obviously I know what she was trying to tell me, so I got it done.
Exactly.
I got my qualification because I know that's the only way out of here. If you don't do that, then there is no escape. Especially today with the employment situation, like it's so difficult. People are not taking us younger generation seriously. So like, the only way I figured is to follow the gateway I wanted, cabin crew. I wanted to fly. So I did my qualification right there in Croydon College, right there.
Wow.
So I've done that, but then Corona hit. So then after that, I was a bit like looking around to see what that was. I ended up with a volunteering thing. I now work there, LDA Alliance, Croydon. It works with special needs.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that for the last year now.
Okay, so you started to volunteer.
Yes.
You showed up on time.
Of course.
You applied yourself.
Indeed, I did.
And then into a job.
Turn into a job. That's the thing. If you wanna show people what you do, you need to take your opportunities seriously. That's what. So, been able to work through that. People have good impressions of me, thankfully. I'm very honored to have that reputation. Got to maintain that. So hopefully, cabin crew will be another step. So that's it. I just use the opportunities, and because today life is too short, especially now, to play around. So got to move quick.
Definitely. And your name's Damien, right?
Call me Akwesi.
Akwesi. Yes, Akwawa. Definitely follow our brother right here. He has some great advice.
I'm honored and thank you for having me.
No, definitely. And what is a story that you'd like to hear from the neighboring generation? A story that you'd like them to share?
I would love, as always, all I want from the older and younger generations is to follow the path of the ones before us. They will lead us. They will lead us ahead.
So what story would you like them to share about that? Just a story about how they were able to, I guess, lead the way?
A story. That's the thing. It's difficult for me because I haven't been involved with that many people. You see, for me, I've been very secluded. So I mean, what would you want a story to be? May I ask?
The next person,
Yeah.
what story would I like them to share? I think based off the story you told me, I'd like to know for the next person how they maintained a story that related to their culture and how they applied it to their life. Since you did it so well.
That's the thing. As I said, the Ghanaian hustle. Ghanaians never played. We hustle. We went through difficulties. Even today, it's difficult there.
Yeah.
It's evolving, but the people have to work. We never waited for the government to do for us. We took it upon ourselves. That's what I do. I use the advice from my grandma, from my mom, from all of them.
Yeah.
And and that's the thing. I look at my history and I seen, they did this. They built it.
Yeah.
So I build my own, and I want them to do the same.
Amazing. Thank you, brother. Definitely. Thank you for joining us.
I'm honored. Thank you.